Welcome back to the next unit of the Beginner's Introduction to Programming Using Python course. In this unit, we will be writing programs that take action based on some condition being met. I refer to this as decision-based programming. So we're going to first understand the if construct. We will then look at the if-else construct. And then we're going to look at chaining the if construct. We will take two passes at these concepts. One will be writing code in Spider, and the other will be looking at that code using Python Tutor. Finally, we're going to put all the concepts together to write programs where the code does something or some action based on some condition being true or false. Finally, you're going to have some problems you will need to solve, and I will present the solution to those in the test your learning component. Great, let's begin. So it turns out that a large percentage of the code you write will be code that performs some action based on some condition being met. So all the concepts that we learned in the last unit, where we discussed comparison operators and logical operators, we're going to use those to actually do decision-based programming. Okay, so let's start off with a problem. Let's say I want to write a program that determines whether a person can have a drink. Okay, and by drink I mean an alcoholic drink. So let's assume that there will need to be at least 21 years of age. Okay, great. So for us to solve this problem, we need to determine if the user's age is 21 or more. Okay, so for us to make a decision, we use the if construct. Okay, and the way the if construct works, we will use the if keyword, and we're gonna put some variable here. All right, and then of course we're gonna check for some condition to be true. Okay, and then of course a colon. So let's create a variable. Let's say age, and we're gonna say it's 25. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say if age, okay, is greater than or equal to 21. Okay, and maybe let's say the legal, let's create a variable called, drinking age, and let's say 21. So if age is greater than or equal to the drinking age, colon, then I want to do something. Okay, so for now this do something will be to print some message. So I would want to print, let's use single quotes, you can have a drink. All right, great. So let's run this program. Okay, and notice it prints you can have a drink. Why does it print you can have a drink? Well, because age, which currently is 25, is greater than or equal to drinking age, which is currently 21. So remember, whenever there is some comparison to be done, Python will return either true or false. So this thing here that I have highlighted is called a condition. So whenever we use the if construct, there is some condition that we are checking for. If it is true, we can do something. If it is false, we can do something else. All that I'm doing in this particular instance is checking to see if it is true. And if it is true, I want to do one thing. And that one thing is on line 12. So notice, after every colon, the next line of code has to be 4 spaces indented by 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, some beginning programmers tend to want to use the tab key on the keyboard. Okay, while that might work, some some tab keys don't give you 4 spaces, and so it introduces some errors. So if you want to put 4 spaces in your program, always use the space bar on your keyboard and count 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Of course, our IDE, Spider, does that for us automatically. Okay, so let's run this again, make sure it works. It does. What would happen if I change the age to 20? Okay, let's see what happens. Nothing happens. Okay, so the reason why nothing happens is because age is not less than drinking age, sorry, is less than drinking age, right? So when Python checks, okay, drinking age is 20. Is 20 greater than or equals to 21? False. Unfortunately, we did not tell Python what to do when the condition is false. And so because Python does not know what to do, it does nothing. And that's the reason why nothing happens. Okay, so let's change this a bit and let's make it a bit more interactive. Let's ask for the age. Okay, so let's say age will be input, enter the age, okay, or enter age. And let's convert that. Okay, so int age will be the integer conversion of age. Alright, so my code should actually be if int age is greater than or equal to drinking age. Let's change this a bit. In some countries, 18 and above is when you're allowed to drink. But like in the US, where it's 21, um, then we have a bit of problem. So let's ask for the drinking age, okay? Because in some countries it could be 21 or it could be 18. So let's ask. Let's not assume. Great. So drinking age will be input. What is the drinking age? Question mark with a space. Right, so we know that that's where we need to enter the number. Of course, it's a string, so let's convert that to an int. Drinking age will be int drinking age. All right, great. So now we will be comparing the two integers. All right, int drinking age and int age. All right, so if the int or if the age is greater than or equals to drinking age, then we'll print something a bit more interesting. Care for a bear. All right. or let's say one beer coming right up. Okay, assuming the person drinks beer. All right, so let's try this. Notice we are incorporating all the things that we have done so far in the previous units. The trick to get good at programming is to use the things that you have learned as often as possible. Alright, enter age, let's say 18, 19. What is drinking age? Well, let's say I'm in a country where 18 is the limit, so I'm going to say 18. One beer coming right up. Now let's run this program again, and I'm going to put 17. The limit is 18. What happens? Nothing happens. Okay. Let's try in another country. I am 30. The limit is 21. And yes, one beer coming right up. If I run this program again, but I enter 20 and the drinking age is 21, nothing happens. So notice Python is only checking for when the condition is true. Okay? Great. So we're going to leave this here, and what we're going to do in the next video, we will take this and look at it using Python Tutor to see exactly what is happening behind the scenes. I'll see you then.